everybody. Today I'm going to take my dip at Swan Lake. Here's a big friendly dog. I was going to say hi to him. We just came down this nice path from our parking spot and boom, right out to here. This is looking somewhat south, and that's the Mission Mountains. The top of the Mission Mountains of the north end is in Big Fork, and that's going south down those mountains, and then across the Swan Valley, which is Swan Lake. The Swan Valley, the Swan Highway is named the same as the Swan Mountains now. I did share a video of us going on the other side of those mountains. I can't see them much through these trees. The Hungry Horse Reservoir is just on the other side of those mountains, and that reservoir collects water from the Swan Mountains and the Continental Divide. And then the very last swim I took that I shared here was the Lions Lake, which is just north of there, the top of those mountains, at the top of the Swan and the top of the flat. Somewhere in the middle there is Lion Hill and Lion Lake. So anyways, the only time I've ever seen a swan here. The very last time I came with Easter the goose. And it was funny because we were up at the other lake, and I think it was over at Flathead Lake, so just on the other side of these mountains. Go on the other side of the Mission Mountains, that would be the Flathead Lake. Well, I was hanging out with Easter, my supersized Ducky Deluxe. And someone goes, "Is that your swan?" And I was like, "Yup." I just told him it was my swan. I just went with it. Anyways, that was my little joke. And I thought, why don't I take him to Swan Lake? So we came up here that time, and it was kind of a gray day, so I thought, one day I'm going to come back to this lake. I think me and Easter went way down to that other end of that beach. It's almost like a south-facing position. And we're kind of south-facing this way. Those mountains run approximately north and south. So that's the thing. Yeah, now I want to share with you the entry, which is always exciting for me because you never know just how cold it's going to be. Ooh, I can tell. Pretty chilly there. Pretty chilly. Oh my goodness. Yep. Wow. So I love how clear this water is. I was complaining a little bit about Lion Lake. It didn't have a nice color. It was kind of green and kind of yellow too. Like, it was kind of green, okay, but it was a little too yellow for my taste at that point. So this is always the hard part for me. Is getting in, it's one thing to get up to my buns, but boy, when I have to go through my torso, oh my God, this is the hardest part of every swim. And the second, I don't know what's harder, the getting in or getting out, because the next hardest thing about every swim is when it's time to get out and go home, right? And so last time I came here, I brought Easter, and I just thought it was a lousy day, and maybe there was more boat noise. I kind of like this beach a little better than Wayfarers at Flathead, because Wayfarers has all kinds of boat traffic. Oh my God. Let's do this. Let me see if I can handle getting in here at all. Well, not too bad. I did it in one shot. I mean, it wasn't easy. So what this tells me is it's probably going to feel good once I get acclimatized. I'll show you where I'm at. And again, I have a swim buddy. So Karen rides with me sometimes. So I'll show you where I've been. Oh, Karen cheats. Hey there, are you cheating? Putting on that wetsuit. Yeah, so I know she's gonna outdo me in that son of a gun, huh? I'm actually swimming out to where I can't reach the bottom. I don't know what you can see, but I'll share it. Alright. Hanging on for dear life. I want to share my journey, and I want to save this phone. I've been doing this for over 5 years, and I've had really good luck, so let's keep it that way, huh? Yeah. A little bit of boat traffic, but these guys are just kind of floating around. I really like to get out when the sun's not directly in the sky, but sometimes you miss out on the pretty blue skies and blue water. If you wait too long in the evening, the sky starts to turn yellow. So, almost a clear sky today. There's a little bit of clouds, but they're way over there. They're going to rain on anyone. They might rain on the people in Missoula, because that's south of here. So those mountains just get bigger and toothier as you go. And the further out I go, the more I can see these mountains. And I would guarantee you that if I could just lay here on my back, it would be so nice to soak my head in this water right now. So, tell you what, just gives you an idea what I do for a good time here is I like to, get on the boogie wagon and take it to a beach. Now in the past I would take my goose in the past I'd take my goose to the beach, but he's no longer with me. I can't get another goose, so we gotta find another swim buddy who is legit. And that's why I have Karen. I can legally have her for a friend in the Kalispell city limits, right? She don't come to my house and honk at 3 in the morning like Easter used to do. I sure miss that Twinkie. So anytime I go swimming, you gotta imagine I'm missing my Twinkie. But yeah, only time I've ever been to Swan Lake. I had a little joke with the people at the past. I was over at Wayfair. Somebody said, "Hey, is that your Swan?" I said, "Yeah, I want to take it to Swan Lake." Man. So I do have another video in my travels. I might have put it on. I call it Taking the Journey. I've been trying to just put stuff where I take my little road trips and little outings and put them on the Taking the Journey. And that way, if you enjoy getting a glimpse of the lakes we have here. So this is in Montana. We're off of Highway 83. So if you're coming out of Big Fork, it's really, 20-30 minutes out from Big Fork, kind of going southeast a little bit, and it's actually very pretty clear water up here. Many times we have a rocky beach. Sometimes I don't know, they probably import the rocks, otherwise it would just be dirt going in here with some growth, and you don't want to go into the growth so much, it's all mush. But yeah, this is where I'm swimming today. It's still a little bit too dry for my taste, so I have to wrap this up, get ready to what you call soak my head. I love swimming underwater and I love swimming on my back, so hope I encourage anyone watching to come pay me a visit. I'll bring you here, or any lake you want to try. My favorite lake's gotta be Flathead and Foy's Lake. This one's nice, but I think I have other ones that are my favorite. So you guys have a good day. I'll talk to you next swim.